Welcome. In this tutorial we are going to learn about iterator. It allows iteration over the collection of element one at a time. Class which holds collection of element like list, dictionary, etc. implements the iterator interface in order to make object of the class capable of returning one element at a time when they are iterated. Now iterator interface is defined in two abstract classes. First one is iterable class. It is an abstract class defined in collection.abc and it has one abstract method iter which returns an object which implements the iterator interface. And second class is iterator class. It is an abstract class defined in collection.abc which inherits the iterable class. It has one abstract method next which returns the next element when calling the next method on the iterator object, and it raises stop iteration error when elements are exhausted. As it inherits the iterable class, the class which implements the iterator class must also implement the iter method. So in order to make object of the class iterable through for loop or through the iter method, you need to implement iter and next method. Now for each loop internally calls iter method in order to fetch the iterator object, and in order to fetch the next element it calls the next method on the iterator object. Now let's check the iterator class is the subclass of the iterable class. So we have imported iterable and iterator class from collection.abc and we will check with the is subclass method. So as we can see, it returns true, means iterator is a subclass of iterable. Now let's implement the iterator interface. Here we can see that class is a collection of students and we want object of this class to be iterable. So we have defined two dunders iter and next. So when iter is called by for each loop, it returns the object itself, and when the next method is called in each iteration, it returns the indexed element from the student collection, and it at each iteration it increments the index value, and when index value reaches to the length of the collection, it resets the index number and raises the stop iteration which will stop the for each loop. Now let's create the object of this class, and first we will iterate it manually using iter and next method to see when the elements are exhausted, it is raising the stop iteration error. So here we have created the class object and here we have retrieved the iterator object using iter method. Now we will call next on the iterator object retrieved from the class object. So it will return one student at a time when it is called next method, and when the elements are exhausted on the last sixth next call, it should raise stop iteration error. So as we can see here, first it is iterating over the 5 students, and when we are calling the sixth next, it is raising stop iteration error which will stop the for loop. Now using same object, we will iterate for each loop. So the object of the class is created and it is passed to the for each loop. Now we will execute it. So as we can see, it is iterating over the each student inside the collection of students stored inside the class object. Now what happens if we create multiple iterator object, because we are returning the object itself inside the iter method. So it won't allow you to iterate simultaneously because we are returning the same object. So here we have retrieved the two iterator object and we are iterating over it parallelly. So when we are executing in the parallelly, as we can see, first we have iterated two iteration over the iterator 1 object, and when we are calling the first next method on the iterator 2, it is returning the third object from the collection, which ideally it should begin from the first student 101. So we need to make iterator call, or when the iter method is invoked, we need to return different object each time in order to support parallel iteration. One thing to notice in previous example is when we are reaching to the length of the collection, we are raising stop iteration and we are also resetting the index. So when the next time the next method is called on the same iterator object, it will begin from the first element of the collection. So the same iterator object is reusable multiple times. Now we will see the built-in class string which supports multiple simultaneous iterator. So as we can see, same object of string class is used for the nested for loop, and here we are printing the combination of each character inside the string. So as we can see, multiple simultaneous iterator for the string object in action. Same way we will implement for the user defined class. So for that we have created new class iterator, and object of this class will be written by our iter method instead of self, and it contains the same next method as we defined for the previous example. Now it will not allow multiple iteration over the same iterator object, and other logic is same. And for the iterator method, iter method, for the class iterator, return itself. So this class is iterable class and this class is iterator class because it implements both next and iter method. So when iter method is called on the object of this class, it will return always new object of iterator class, which will make sure that all the iterator objects are simultaneously iterable. So now let's create the class object and create multiple iterator objects. So we have created two iterator objects. Now we will invoke the next method simultaneously on the both iterator. So as we can see, first the iterator 1 is iterated 3 times, and after that iterator 2 is iterated 2 times, and it is beginning from the first object. So they are working in parallel, and after calling 2 times next on iterator 2, we are calling next on iterator 1, which is resuming from the previously written object. So now we have made our user defined class which returns the simultaneous iterators. Now next is legacy way of creating iterator for the index collection. So if you are using indexed collection, you can only implement get item dunder for the index collection, which will support your class to be iterable. For example, we are storing indexed collection students. It is a list. So by only defining get item dunder, the object of this class are iterable. So we can use object of this class for the for each loop here. Let's execute it. So as you can see, it is iterable, and moreover that all the iterators of this class which implements get item are by default simultaneously iterable. So if we create two iterator object on the same class object and we iterate over it parallelly, as we can see, the iterator 2 next method is beginning from the first object rather than continuing from the previous iterator 1. Next is reversed dunder. It defines the reverse order of iterating the element of the sequence, and it is invoked using reverse method. And if the reverse method is not implemented by class, it is implemented using this len and get item dunder. And if you have more efficient solution than using this len and get item method, you can provide your own implementation by implementing this reversed dunder. So for our user defined class, if it is implementing len and get item, it supports the reversed method. So here the class is having len and get item. So iterator object of this class can be traversed in reverse direction. So using reverse method, we can iterate the collection of students stored inside the class object. So let's execute it. As we can see, the collection of students is iterated in the reverse direction. That brings us to the end of the video.